Okay, so let us study what actually happened after the Battle of Buxar. After victories at Plassey and Buxar, the English East India Company became the real rulers of Bengal. Okay, so after Battle of Plassey, Battle of Buxar, the confidence of English East India Company was actually, gaining its peak point, and they started considering themselves, and even in terms of power they started becoming rulers of Bengal. They started ruling Bengal. The military came under its control. So the military of Nawab was now directly under the control of Britishers. Okay, revenue began to be collected directly by the officials of the company. Now, where Nawabs used to collect revenue, that is taxes from their state, now that tax was collected by the company directly. A small amount of revenue was given to the Nawabs to run the administration. Now company used to collect all the revenue, and within that revenue a small proportion of revenue was given to the Nawab so that they can run their administration, and that revenue was given by the English East India Company only. So the Britishers had all powers and income but no responsibility. See, Nawab had a big kingdom, a big empire to control, a lot of people to look after. So actually what was happening, Britishers, they took off all the power. See, how is the empire strong? If financially you are strong, you can be stronger in other sense also. If you are strong in terms of money and in terms of army, so their army was directly under Britishers control. Their all the ways or all the finances, that was also under directly Britishers control. So Nawab actually had no power left with them. So the British had all power and income but no responsibility. It was not the responsibility of Britishers to take care of the people of that empire, no. On the other hand, the Nawabs had all responsibility but no power and no stable source of income. Okay, it was actually opposite. Nawab के पास अब कोई power नहीं था, कोई source of income नहीं था, but he had all the responsibility of his empire. At the same time, Britishers had all the power, all the money, but they had no responsibility towards people. Now this unique arrangement is generally known as dual or double government. Dual itself means double. So how is it double government? At one level Nawab is there, okay, who is taking all the responsibility, and at the other level the Britishers are also controlling because they are taking taxes and they are having army of the Bengal. The people of Bengal suffered immensely under this system. Even during the famine which struck Bengal in 1770, neither the company nor the Nawab provided any relief to the people. Now actually who were majorly suffering? Not the Nawabs, actually the people, the common people were basically suffering, and they were suffering in a very bad situation. In 1770, okay, a famine, a natural disaster stuck in Bengal. Even at that point of time, see, Nawab could not help because he did not have financial resources. Neither did the British East India Company help the people. So people were actually suffering a lot. The dual system of government in Bengal ended in 1772. Bengal was brought under the direct control of the company. Now, when did this dual government ended? It actually ended in 1772, when Bengal actually had one direct control, that was by the company, the English East India Company. अब नवाब का रूल नहीं रह गया था. The new Governor General, Warren Hastings, he actually embarked on a further expansion on British influence in India. Now, since Nawab was not ruling, so the first Governor General who actually governed Bengal from the English East India Company was Warren Hastings. Okay, so he ruled from 1772 to 1785. Okay, for more than around 10 years. He actually ruled for roughly around 13 years. So understand till here, okay, and the next topic will be continued in the next class. Read the chapter thoroughly, read to the audio video, listen to the audio video explanation properly, and if there is any doubt, do let me know. Thank you, class.